Hey everyone, Kaylee, your friendly neighborhood hairstylist here with a PSA to wash your hairbrushes. I'm here to show you how. Let's get into it. I'm gonna be honest, way more of my adult life has been dedicated to cleaning than I ever imagined, and I hate to bother you with one more thing to clean, however. I saw this TikTok not too long ago of this girl washing her brushes, and the color of the water and just the state that her brush was in made me want to clean all of my brushes, which made me then realize that I have never taught you guys how to clean your brushes. And it's honestly really important. I mean, from just keeping it functional and clean to not having to waste a hairbrush and buy a new one because it has fallen into disrepair, all the things. I'm not sure when outside of cosmetology school anyone would imbibe the knowledge of how to clean your hairbrushes, so I thought today we could do just that and talk about how to clean your hairbrushes. It's way easier than you think. Let's get into it. I want to touch very quickly on why it's a good idea to clean your brushes. I feel like knowing the why can help to motivate when you really don't feel like it. I mean, I feel like that TikTok was about as much why as I need to know, but I did write down a couple things to share with you guys. First of all, functionality. If your brush is half hair and then half gooped up bristles, it's not working like a hairbrush anymore. I mean, it technically is still brushing your hair, but not well. Some brushes, specifically round brushes, typically have a metal or ceramic base to them to help heat up your hair while you're round brushing it. Just helps you style a little bit better. If that is covered in hair, it is no longer doing its job. 2, friction, okay? If you have gunky stuff, oil, product, dead skin, dust, lint stuck to your hairbrush, there is a good chance that you could end up with some friction going through your hair as you're brushing. Friction is not good for your hair long term. It can cause some wear. We don't want it. 3rd is just general cleanliness. You're getting hair and oil, dead skin cells, dust, dirt, general debris. This can be a lovely little environment in which to grow some new friends, but I'm not sure they're the ones you're trying to invite to your hairbrushing party. And finally, buildup. If you have lots and lots of buildup on your hairbrush, and you might not even realize you do, but just wait till the footage of me washing these brushes. If you have a lot of buildup on your brush, you have the ability to deposit that back onto your clean hair, and that's just not ideal. I'm sure we could come up with even more reasons if we wanted to, but let's just go ahead and talk about what you need in order to clean your brushes. First, you're gonna want something to help you remove the hair from your hairbrush. There are a lot of things you can use. My favorite is a rake. I bought this a long time ago and I am still using it. As long as you don't lose it, you can use it for a long time. It's just very, very effective, and I like switching between the wider bristles and the little bristles. They also make little rakes like this guy. I do not like it as much as this one, just FYI. But you can also use a rat tail comb or just anything that is long and skinny so that you can get underneath the hair and lift it up. Trying to give you guys those options that don't mean that you have to go out and buy something. I'm not gonna say don't, but like, just in case you don't want to, you know? I'm a Capricorn rising. The second I realize I might want anything, I have to pick the best version of it to me, purchase it, use it, never anything else. That's a Capricorn thing, right? Next, you're gonna need warm water and some soap. You can use a clarifying shampoo, your normal day-to-day shampoo, or dish soap. I've also seen some people use baking soda or vinegar in there as well. Just gonna make it a little bit more intense, so keep that in mind if your brushes are made out of anything a little bit more sensitive like wood or cork. And if you do have brushes made out of that, you are way fancier than I am. And finally, I recommend having something to scrub the brushes with. I have a toothbrush that is dedicated specifically to this purpose, but you can use anything that you want to scrub with, like an old dish scrubber could work. Anything that is a brushy to get into the bristles will work. And that is all you need to clean your brushes, so let's now talk about how to do it. Okay, first things first, we're gonna remove the hair from the brush. If you are using a rake like this, it's really nice to kind of get in and try to pull up as you go. When I'm lazy or if I'm doing a whole lot of them, I will just go like, and just keep going like this. Ugh. And that does get a lot out very quickly, but if you really want to make sure you're getting all the hairs, like going in and like raking it up and digging, it's so good. And then we just have a few little hairs left. Gonna go with the big one, switch with the little one. Gonna take this off. Ew. And just use the little one to get the last little bits off. Now, I filmed already cleaning a bunch of different brushes so I could show you guys some of the different scenarios. I was not sure if I would have enough or dirty enough brushes for this video, so I put out a casting call to my friends for dirty brushes. They came through. I will be delivering all of your clean brushes later this week. I just want to take a quick note about this hairball. I don't know how much you guys want to look at this. Next time you take some hair off your brush, just take a quick extra little glance at it and notice that it is not just hair in there. There is lint and dust that I can visibly see. Also, when I was filming this over my counter, I was like cleaning up the counter as I was going so there wouldn't be like debris in the video. And I realized that there was lots and lots of like flakes, I'm assuming dead skin, coming off of the brushes. So that's also coming out while you're removing the hair. Lovely. If you don't want to buy a rake and you just want to use what you have on hand, you take your long skinny object of choice and you're going to basically put it through the brush and lift up so that you get as much hair up to the surface as possible. Grab the hair, remove it. You can also take a comb or another brush and use that to get hair out. It's not as effective, but you know, it can work. You just do a little bit of this. Best tip I can give you is to make sure to get all the way down to the base of the bristle so that you are getting all of the hairs out. Quick side note for round brushes, sometimes you can really get that hair wrapped around densely. Don't have that to show you, but if you are finding yourself in that scenario, all you have to do is just lift the hair up using your comb until you can get a pair of scissors in. Then you're just gonna cut right up the middle and just peel it off, and hopefully it comes off in one layer. But if not, then you can use your rake or your comb or whatever. Fun fact, TikTok taught me that that is how you get a round brush that is stuck in your hair back out. I'll link that below. I'm not gonna show it to you. I'm not gonna risk it, but I saw that it can help. So now at this point, your brush is mostly hair-free, but you might be noticing some little dusties on it. I feel like those are the bane of my existence. Like you clean off the hair and there's these little pom-poms left. This one has just a little bit. They're in there at the base. So what this is a mix of lint and dust and sticky from products or oil that has kind of created its own little pom-pom. Thankfully, soap and water are going to help to dissolve a lot of that, so that's going to take a lot of this off. That's why washing the brushes is super helpful, and that is the next step. Okay, I have two methods to use to wash your brushes. One is for most brushes and one is for fancy brushes. So for most brushes, you're gonna start with your hot water, and into that you're going to put your shampoo or dish soap or whatever you choose to wash with. I am doing this in a bowl for today's video, but I often just stop up my sink and let it fill with water and do it in there. It's really easy. Then you're gonna go ahead and plop your brush or brushes that you have removed the hair from into the water and allow them to sit for about 3 minutes. That just helps the water and the soap to get to work so you don't have to scrub as much on the brushes. And then you can grab your scrubber of choice, whether you're just using fingers or a dish scrubber or a toothbrush that is only for this purpose. You're gonna go in and really scrub on the brushes. On the really dirty brushes, I actually added some soap to my toothbrush before I went to scrub. And you wanna make sure that you're getting the bristles, obviously, the stuff that goes through your hair, but you also wanna get the base that they are attached to because that is also dirty. And that's where a toothbrush comes in handy because you can get in all the little nooks and crannies. You also wanna flip it over, scrub the back, scrub the handle. If you have a routine that is very product heavy, you are probably getting the products from your hands onto your brush, and so you can have some buildup there. Let's just go ahead and get rid of it. When I clean my brushes, I often dip them back into the water and pull it back out so I can see what areas I still need to scrub. Once it looks clean enough to my liking, I go ahead and rinse them off. When I'm doing it in the sink, I let the sink completely drain, and then I let clean water run over the brushes to remove anything and everything. And then I'm gonna pat it with a little towel, get off the excess moisture, and leave it set out to dry. That is how you're gonna clean the majority of your brushes, but let's talk about the fancy babies and how to take care of those. So brushes that qualify as fancy BBs are ones that you don't wanna let soak in water, so maybe made of wood or cork, or that have padding at the base. Let me describe. Some brushes look like they have padding and they're fine to let soak. Some brushes actually have like a pillow. So this one, it's got like a plasticky kind of base. It flexes and moves, but I think we've all accidentally pulled this part out and it comes out and it's just like a piece of plastic with bristles on it. This I own like a bazillion of. This I have one of. And this has an actual little like pillow inside. She's very fancy. But anyway, if you are fancier than me and you have a lot of brushes that have pillows on them, you don't want to let it soak in the water. So for the fancier brushes, you do want to be able to get some soap and water in there. What I did today was just to kind of like dip the bristles in the water, get a little bit of soap on my brush, brush the bristles, brush the base, and then very gently and quickly rinse it off with some water. And that way it's not sitting in the water and you're not like super saturating any padding, but you are still able to get it clean. So it's very similar to the last one. We're just not letting it sit for 3 to 5 minutes. We are getting it in and back out of the water as quickly as possible. But you can still take your time to scrub and make sure things are nice and clean. And then one final and optional step, while your brushes are laid out, either while they're drying or after they've dried, take a little look and see if there's anything left behind and grab it with just a little pair of tweezers. I had a couple little lint pom-poms that did not come off in the wash, and so I just went in and picked them out with the tweezers. I feel like some of you guys will be like, oh yeah, I definitely want to do that. And some of you guys will be like, I'm lucky to be washing my brushes anyway. And I do actually want to know, comment below, let me know which one of those you are. But I'm just going to go ahead and tell you, just a little spoiler, if you enjoy picking at things, you're going to enjoy this. Washing the brushes is still super helpful. It takes down like 80 to 90% of those lint buddies in my experience. But I do like being able to get in there and just get the last of it out. Okay, so that's how to clean your brushes. Let's talk about when to clean your brushes. I have to be honest, it is going to be different for everyone, okay? Because some of us use a lot of product. Some of us don't use a lot of product. Some of us have so much hair, and because you already just have so many hairs on your head, the rotation of hairs on and off, it's just a lot. Your hairbrush is gonna build up with hair faster. Those and so many more factors are going to affect how quickly stuff builds up on your brushes. Basically, the answer is once it gets built up and needs to be cleaned, you clean it. And it's gonna depend on you and your hair and how many products you use. Side note, you don't have to make it like this whole thing where you plunk down and wash like a bunch of brushes at once, unless that's what works for you. It's what works for me, because I have several brushes to wash. But if you have like one or two, just like grab one of them with you when you go in the shower and scrub it while your conditioner is setting, and you've got a clean brush. Pretty easy. And if you really want to maintain your brush between washes, and you definitely don't have to add that in, but if you're somebody that just thrives on that kind of stuff, like A, what is that like? But B, you can go ahead and make sure that you're pulling the hair out of your brush like once a week. Super, super fast just to pull the hair out. And if you want to be extra, just run some water over it. Like that once a week plus a wash, once 4 to 6 weeks, you are A plus, doing just the most better than everyone else's. You get an award, I think. Yeah. Another way to help keep your brushes clean between washes is to store them in a drawer, somewhere where dust and dirt cannot accumulate and hairspray particles cannot just land upon. That will help. And a final thing is that people really enjoy dryer sheets. It's not my particular jam for hairbrushes, but essentially you poke all the little bristles through your hairbrush, like so. And then you use it until it starts to kind of build up with hair, and you take it off, boop, the hair's gone, and the hairbrush is clean. I feel like if you were to cut this down to the size of your brush, that could be really lovely. That is my favorite trick to get rid of static in the hair. Gotta say, I would prefer to wash my brushes than put one of these on there, but again, it's a tip people love, so I wanted to mention it. And I think those are all the tips I have on how to clean your brushes. Oh wait, I do have one more. As much as you might want to, don't use your fingernails to scrub at the handle of the brush. I did that today. I scratched off the soft touch coating on that pattern brush. It still looks really lovely, but yeah, yep, that happened. So if you own a pattern brush, maybe don't soak that one in water. I've never had this happen before, ever. I feel like I have to tell you guys just in case any of you guys own brushes from that brand. But yeah, don't use your fingernails. Learned that the hard way today. Everything else went well. And yes, I am buying that brush contributor a new brush, don't worry. And with that, I think that is all the stuff I had to tell you guys about brush cleaning. If you made it this far in the video, comment below because I want to know who the real ones are. Just leave me like 3 emojis of your choice. Whatever you want down below in the comments. Bonus question to everybody. What is the state of your brushes right now? It's okay if you want to answer in emoji form. I will accept that as well. I honestly had such a good time cleaning all these brushes today because like the satisfaction when you're done cleaning something and it was like really dirty and now it's really clean, it is just the best feeling. It's like when you clean a whole room and you light a perfectly scented candle and you sit down and everything is just zen. Yeah, that's what I'm feeling, just with hairbrushes all around me. Clean, sparkling hairbrushes, we love it. But with all that said, I think that is it for today's video. If you enjoyed learning a little bit more about brush care and maintenance, hit that like button. It also helps support my channel. If you're new here, hit the subscribe button to join the Braidaholic family here on KayleyMelissa. And all y'all can hit that bell icon to be noticed every time I post a new video. But that's it for today. Whether you're old or new or a casual lurker, thank you for spending time with me, and I'll see you in my next video. Mwah! Bye! Look how long my hair is. I just now realized. This is the goal. We're getting closer and closer to goal. I think I can get there by wedding time. I think I can do it. I only picked literally the hottest sweater I could have possibly picked.